Got to the first inning. Trevor Rogers, high fastball, strikes out Byron Buxton for his first strikeout of the season. And here comes the polar bear. Fans love him here in Baltimore, and it seems as if he loves them back because he gives the fans a tip of the helmet. The first inning, Trevor Rogers strikes out Byron Buxton with some high velo, his first strikeout of the season. Moving to the bottom of the first, here comes the polar bear. Fans absolutely love the polar bear. 5 years, $155 million contract. And he seems to love the fans back because here comes a tip of the helmet to Orioles faithful. Unfortunately, and I regret to say, folks, despite all of that fanfare, he strikes out in his first Orioles at bat. Moving to the second inning, two men on, Rogers, big strikeout. What the hell? Top of the first inning, Trevor Rogers get Byron. Top of the first inning, Trevor Rogers gets Byron Buxton on a high fastball, high velo, his first strikeout of the season. Byron Buxton back to the dugout, but out of the dugout, here, bottom of the first inning, here comes the polar bear. Fans love him here in Baltimore. 5 years, $155 million contract. And hey, for what that's worth, let's get a tip of the helmet to the Orioles faithful. However, Joe Ryan pitching every bit as well as Trevor Rogers in his first at bat as an Oriole. The polar bear swing and a miss, strikes out on a low breaking ball. To the third inning, bases loaded. That's where I gotta get a little quicker. Okay, here's where we gotta get quick. First inning, Trevor Rogers, high fastball, strikes out Byron Buxton, his first strikeout of the season. Hopefully, many more to come. Moving to the bottom of the first inning, here comes the polar bear. Orioles fans absolutely love the polar bear. 5 years, $155 million contract. So, for what it's worth, Birdland, he is going to tip his helmet to Oriole faithful. They absolutely love him here in Baltimore. Welcome to Baltimore, Pete Alonso. However, Joe Ryan had other plans in his first at bat as an Oriole. Ryan, low breaking ball, swing and a miss. Mm, I'm getting there. I am getting there. First inning, Trevor Rogers, high velo, strikes out Byron Buxton, his first strikeout of the season. Hopefully, many, many more. We're moving now to the bottom of the first. Here comes the polar bear. Birdland loves him. Fans on their feet. 5 years, $155 million contract. So he says, hey, Birdland, here is a tip of the helmet before his first at bat. Tips his helmet to the crowd. Joe Ryan pitching every bit as well as Trevor Rogers today in Pete Alonso's first at bat as an Oriole. He strikes out swinging on a low breaking ball by Joe Ryan. To the third, bases loaded. Rogers gets out of it with a big strikeout, big curveball. Now to the third inning, big double play here by, mm, damn, hold on. I got to see what that transition is. It's the second inning. Moving to the second inning, bases loaded. Who moving now to the second inning. Moving now to the second inning, Rogers in trouble, bases loaded. Brooks Lee at the plate, swing and a miss, strike three. To the third inning, big double play here. Coby Mayo, 5-4-3. Okay, we're loving it. I gotta get quicker. So top of the first inning, Byron Buxton down on strikes on some high velo from Trevor Rogers. His first strikeout of the season. Moving now to the bottom of the first. Here comes the polar bear. Birdland loves him. They absolutely love him. 5 years, $155 million contract. First at bat as an Oriole. He tips his helmet to the crowd. They absolutely love him. They absolutely love him. Joe Ryan, however, had different plans, pitching every bit as well yesterday as Trevor Rogers. In his first at bat as an Oriole, Pete Alonso strikes out swinging on a low breaking ball. Moving now to the second inning, bases loaded, 2 outs. Trevor Rogers, big strikeout of Brooks Lee to the third inning. Oh my goodness, we're in trouble again. However, big double play started by Coby Mayo, 5-4-3. Alonso absolutely loves it to the seventh inning. First and third, nobody out. Cowser with a sac fly down the left field line. That's going to get the first run home. Basayo scores. It's 1-0 Baltimore. In his first game as an Oriole, Blaze Alexander singles up the middle. Tyler O'Neill around third base, gonna score. 2-0 Baltimore. To the eighth inning, Wells on in relief. Buxton lines one into left field, down the line, going to get up against the wall. Buxton would end up sliding into third with a triple. First extra base hit of the year. He would come home later on a sac fly by Keyshaw. That would make it 2-1 Orioles. Now we move to the top half of the ninth. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Helsley, big strikeout of Trevor Larnach. Orioles win 2-1. Orioles win 2-1.